She is a food photographer, a recipe developer, and a cookbook author, and she is back here in our kitchen today to show us how to make a foolproof pork chop that is juicy and delicious and amazing and will convert anybody into a pork chop lover. Welcome back to our home, Tieghan Gerard. Also joining us at the counter is from The Magicians, Brittany Curran.
Yes.
Brittany, welcome. I know you're a big Home and Family fan.
I am.
We're super excited to have you
Yes.
here. And also designer Jennifer Adams. Welcome, Jennifer. So Brittany, excuse me, Tieghan. The reason I say that this will turn anybody into a pork chop lover is because we've talked about it many times.
Yeah.
When you've been here, you have been the designated chef for your family since you were 13 years old. But one thing that your mom forbid you to make was pork chops because she did not like pork chops.
Yeah, I don't know if she forbid me, but you know, she's a very like meat and potatoes kind of person, and pork chops were just not her thing.
But you turned her.
This recipe turned her. Yes, it's so delicious.
Why is it so juicy? What's the secret?
A little bit of apple cider, some apple cider. We're gonna roast the pork chops in apple cider, which will really make them nice and juicy.
Let me get more Marta.
I dropped a fork.
There you go. Stand by.
Things happen.
Gotta have to try
You need
this.
a fork, too.
I could use
So
it.
there
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
fine.
So
Anything we can all eat?
yeah, you guys
Yes.
dig in, and while you dig in, we'll start this. So what
I
do
don't
you
know
do
how to
first?
use
So
utensils, sorry.
this is such a quick and easy recipe. We are just
Yeah, I
gonna
know.
drizzle these pork chops with a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
Is it gonna?
There
we
it
go.
goes.
There
It
we
just
go.
takes a second.
Just, a little bit of second there. And it's really important. You want to season your meat. You want to season
Okay.
it up with salt and pepper. It's also really important to bring
Oh,
your
wow.
pork chops to room temperature
Okay.
before cooking. You want them even. They'll cook much more even if they're at room temperature.
What would you say is something to look for when you are actually shopping for the perfect pork chop?
Yeah, you want to get a pinkish red pork chop. You don't want pale or anything like that. It needs to be a
Okay.
nice pink color, firm to touch. And I like to go thicker. I like to go a little bit thicker with my cuts.
Okay.
I find that they dry out less easy.
All right.
So we're just gonna rub this around.
What was that?
It's
Brown sugar.
A little bit of brown sugar, and that helps it caramelize.
Ooh,
Gives it a
okay.
really nice flavor, really pretty caramelization on the meat.
Okay.
And then what I love about this recipe, we're just gonna add some sage leaves.
Oh, I love
Just gonna kind
sage with everything.
Yes, it's
So
so
good.
good. We're just gonna, and it really pairs well with the apple cider and the apple. So we're just gonna kind of just push those gently onto the meat, and then we're gonna just sear the chops.
With the
Yeah.
sage on it.
With the
Oh, how
sage on it,
beautiful.
and I'll just quickly flip these over.
All right.
And we'll do that to the other side. And if the sage leaves kind of fall off, as you're cooking, it's not a big deal. Just leave them
Okay.
in the pan.
I love how as a teenager your mom's like, cook, just don't make me pork chops. And then in true teenager fashion, you do exactly opposite of what they tell you.
Right.
Well, who really listens to their parents?
Exactly.
So season those up and a little bit more
Like,
brown sugar.
you will eat what
don't
I
need
make
a lot.
Okay.
And then we'll sear these in the skillet. You want a high temperature skillet so that you get a nice.
Here you go.
nice
Let me
sear
give you
on
this so
them.
you can clean your hands.
Thank you.
Do you want me to drop these in while you
Yes,
do that?
please do.
There you go. Oh my goodness. So
We've
there's a lot
got a
of.
little bit of butter in the pan.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And you're gonna want to hear that sizzle. Make sure the
Sure.
skillet's nice and hot.
And so how long are we going to sear these on each side?
It's like 30 seconds to a minute.
Oh, that's it?
Oh yeah,
Is that-
super
Oh.
quick. Yeah, and because we're gonna finish cooking these in the oven.
Okay.
In the apple cider with a little bit, we've got some chipotle peppers, some thyme, and some apples.
All
So
right.
we're gonna like sweet and spicy,
Okay. So we
Really
flip
delicious.
those and
Yeah.
then we pour in the apple cider.
Yeah, we'll flip and then we'll pour in, so we
Okay.
can just kind of, move things along a little bit. See, in the sage, you kind of want to get a nice browning on the meat.
So it gets nice and crispy.
Yeah, and the sage actually stays on pretty well. If it
Yeah,
falls off, no big
that's
deal.
surprising.
It'll just go right into the sauce.
And then pour this
it
in? Okay.
Oh, right into the.
Is it
Right in
true
the
that the
skillet.
pork chop no longer has to be cooked all the way through?
That
you
is
can have it a
true.
little
Yes.
bit.
Yes.
Really?
And I mean, I think that's why everybody was getting such, chewy and
Yeah.
dry meat. It only
Yeah.
needs in the 145 degrees.
Really?
And you're good to go.
Yeah, there's old fears about the bacteria and whatever.
get-
It's come a long way. There's the way that the pork is prepared now and the way that it's handled. It's okay.
I've been afraid to cook it
And
because of that.
every-
I'm
so many
afraid
people
it's gonna be
have.
too
It's
raw.
actually
So many
such
people have.
an easy meat to cook, and it's inexpensive, and it's
And it's really good when
nice
it's
lean meat
yes.
too. And now I'm just adding, so I've added some chipotle, some thyme, and just some fresh apple slices.
Just like that.
And they kind of,
What kind of apples do you like to use?
I love Honeycrisp.
I love Honeycrisp.
Never go
Oh,
wrong
they're
with
so
a
good.
Pink
Honeycrisp
Lady,
apple.
Honey Crisp, those
So
are
good.
all
But could you use anything really?
Anything. Yeah, you could really use anything.
Granny Smith even?
I mean, I wouldn't use a Granny
Yeah.
Smith apple.
So you
save
couldn't
those
use
for your
anything.
pies.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, you couldn't use anything.
But I want it. How about that? That's the answer.
I would go with the Honeycrisp. Let's just be
Okay,
honest.
so then
Okay.
we pop it
Tieghan's
in
been
the
here
oven.
before.
Right,
She's-
so
she
we are
deserved
gonna
that one.
pop this into the oven, finish cooking it,
For how long in there?
About 20, 25 minutes.
Okay.
And then you're gonna get.
Wow. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. And you paired it with this gorgeous brown butter Gorgonzola Polenta.
Yes. You need.
I mean, are you?
we're having
I know,
a
right?
lean pork. You can have a little bit of nice polenta with it. So, here, let's
Yes,
serve this
please.
up. Yes.
So
And it's such a great, like, hearty dish, the polenta and the pork chop, considering where you grew up in the mountains.
Yep.
Where
Yeah.
there's tons of snow.
It's very cold. You know, it was like 10 degrees when I left. So this is the perfect winter comfort.
Well, is it going to be cold to where you're going? Because I know you're in transit too.
I am headed to Korea in about a week.
wow.
Yes. You want to tell them what for?
The Olympics. Yeah. My younger brother is going to the Olympics.
That's so cool.
Her
We
younger
talk-
brother is
Red. He's a big deal. She's being very humble.
He's a bigger deal than I am. Let's just be honest here. The
Red is
Olympics.
such a big deal. People have already been
Yes.
talking about that he was an Olympic hopeful. For the gold, by the way. For the gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. He's sponsored by Mountain Dew. Oh, I don't know. Can you do that? Yeah, it's impressive. No?
Wow.
The things he can do are very impressive.
But so what is he competing? He's competing in big air, right?
He's competing in big air and slopestyle, which is slopestyle is his main event. So that's
Sure.
where we're really hoping he's going to pull through there.
And this is the first year that big air ever existed. It's like a
It
spin-off
is.
of the X Games. So they're all doing that stuff.
Wow.
So her brother's going to be flying through the air, literally.
Will you bring him back next time? We'd love to meet him.
I know.
And-
Doesn't he need to come on?
He
with
needs
you?
to come on and support his sister
Next,
and eat
next,
some food.
next show, right?
Next show.
Okay,
Yes.
but you
And
know,
he
he,
can
he lives in the snowy mountains, you know, all
Yeah.
year round.
Yeah.
He came with her for the
He
show.
is here.
And where is he today?
He's at the beach.
I can't blame you.
He's at the beach.
I can't
He's
blame you.
17. You know,
Yeah.
let's just
And
be
come
honest.
on.
Still.
Pro snowboarder. He's
I'm-
coming to LA.
17.
He's like, I don't want to go hang
I'm
out
gonna
and
go
eat
to
your
the
pork
beach.
chop.
I'm gonna go to surfing, and then I'm gonna get Chipotle.
Exactly. All right, dig in, Tieghan.
Dig in,
Let's
dig
see
in. By
how
the way,
we did.
today's complete recipe available at hallmarkchannel.com. By the way, when you drop in on that site, you're going to get more than just great recipes. You'll get so many other fabulous ideas and fun DIYs. Tieghan's book is available. It's called Half Baked Harvest. You can find that on her website as well. Next up, it's Grammy-nominated singer Trace Adkins talking about the emotional meaning behind his new music video. Wait till you see it. It's called Still a Soldier.